Hello, we're here with our client Jim Leisha at his latest project. But we're not here to talk about the house. We're here to talk about Jim's journey as an investor.
From working as a contractor to becoming a successful real estate investor, we'll discuss how he got started, what lessons he's learned, and how Riverpoint Realty has helped his career.
My name's Jim Leisha. I'm a masonry contractor. I own James T. Masonry, been a masonry contractor for 20 some years. And real estate's something I always wanted to get into, so here we are. We had nothing when I was growing up. It was, we clawed our way to everything. I grew up 5 kids. There were 5 of us when we started out in a 2-bedroom trailer in the middle of the country. We made everything on our own, piece by piece. I was like 16 years old or 16 years old. I drove by somebody's house too fast and they chased me down to yell at me. I think he expected me to like argue back with him. I was like, oh, okay, sorry, I was listening to the radio, wasn't paying attention. When we were done talking and he was like, hey, you want a job? And I told him I was trying to get into masonry, and he happened to own a masonry company that was just starting up. So I jumped on board, and 3 years later, I was running his crew. I jumped into business for myself. When I was younger, I always wanted to get into real estate, and I had these ideas that I was going to start off by buying duplexes, and I was going to live in one half and rent the other half out, and then move on to my next one and so forth. And well, things happen in life. One thing leads to another. You don't do it. Didn't jump on it. 20 some years later, was working on Hillary's house. I was actually bricking Hillary's house and started talking to her on the job site one day, and she had rentals, and I was always kind of hesitant and nervous to jump into it. She started talking to me about it, and next thing you know, I was in the game too. In my mind, while you're talking, I'm like, if these 2 yuppies can do it, I mean, I'm a construction worker, I was looking at a triplex in Beaver Falls, actually, with Hillary, and I started talking to her, and I said, so how long do I have to manage one of these properties in order for banks and people to see that I know what I'm doing and that they'll take another chance on me? And essentially she said, how long would it take you to save up another $40,000, for down payments and all the other stuff? And then we started talking about flipping and the potential upside of doing that, and then taking your flips and portions of them and rolling them over into rentals. That was the beginning of it. I knew that was the path we were going to take at that point. I think one of my favorite things about working with Hillary's team is she comes to the property and has a vision of what would be good for that property, where it's not just a blank slate, like, oh, connect this bathroom to the master bedroom and put another bathroom over here. Or she has ideas, when you just go into a blank slate and you're trying to bounce ideas off of people, and that's kind of like the brainstorming process of it. When she comes into a property, she's got a lot of it mapped out in her head, what she thinks would work well with that, and a lot of those ideas come to light, and we end up using them. Okay, so I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing about me. Let's talk about what we do here. My next successful one, it's not this one because it's not done yet, although we're doing very well on this one. But we did just complete one in Baden. So we bought it for $65,000. We put roughly $72,000 into it, and we just sold it a few months back for $220,000. My wife, she really enjoyed the designing process, and she kind of designed everything as we went, and we just built behind her. Family got involved. My kid helped me. It was a great project. Hillary's worked with me on all the projects. She introduced us to Ryan Brown, who owns Riverpoint Brokerage, and he also has the hard money fund that we use to fund a lot of our projects. And he's been a great resource too. He comes out to each project, and he's got a lot of experience too. So he gives you ideas of what you could come up with to cut some of your costs. And like these timbers, for instance, up above us, I was going to drywall this whole room. He said, and cover all those up. And he gave me the idea of painting them. And I'll be honest, it's great. I love it. Well, I actually didn't find this property. Scott found it, and he actually finds all my properties.
And yeah, I found this was a listed property. It was a reverse mortgage foreclosure. I have experience with those, and I've experienced with the agent. It's a little bit different process. It's actually way worse than a regular foreclosure. So you're able to find a great property, toward it, got it for a good price, and then there.
I'd like to kind of build the company. We want to roll it over into rentals, as we brushed on earlier a little bit, and kind of get more of a passive income. And I hope to build something that my kid can take over one time and he doesn't know the same kind of life that I grew up in.